These strange humanoid figures were much bigger than human beings.
In the remote and icy expanse of Antarctica lies Lake Vostok, a subglacial reservoir concealed beneath more than 700 feet of ice at its shallowest point and plunging to a depth of around 2,600 feet at its lowest.
Lake Vostok is a unique environment on Earth. It's a big lake.
As frightening as this may sound, this is only the prelude to what the lake houses. While the lake may appear calm and almost dead from the outside, Russian scientists have detailed that they encountered something huge deep within this lake in Antarctica.
Humanoid entities deep in the lake.
Join us as we explore the mysteries of Lake Vostok's subglacial world and its frighteningly enigmatic resident, Organism 46b. The Vostok station, established by the Soviets in 1957, served as a pivotal hub for Antarctic research during both the Soviet era and post-Cold War. Situated atop the icy continent, the station inadvertently concealed a significant discovery beneath its frozen surface. In 1974, scientists discerned the presence of a massive liquid reservoir underneath the ice, and this subglacial body of water was subsequently named Lake Vostok, in homage to the station. Over the next 30 years, a dedicated research team engaged in meticulous ice core drilling endeavors, patiently working towards unraveling the mysteries concealed beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. Their relentless efforts culminated in a historic breakthrough on the 5th of February 2012, when they successfully breached through to the concealed Lake Vostok. This is when they stumbled upon something strange in the icy depths of Lake Vostok in Antarctica. This creature was unlike any other and exhibited behaviors and attributes that baffled the scientific expedition. The team named it Organism 46b, and the details that have come to the surface about the discovery and possible ramifications will shock you to the core. However, the findings of this expedition remained shrouded in secrecy. So, how do we know of it now? For that, we have Dr. Anton Padalka, a key figure in the expedition, to thank. Years later, he revealed what happened that fateful day and why it matters. His first-hand account and the details surrounding the encounter add a compelling dimension to the unfolding story of exploration, discovery, and the enigmatic cryptids that may inhabit the hidden corners of our planet. Normally, one would not expect to find much in the subglacial confines of Lake Vostok, but the discovery of Organism 46b changed this perception. The goal of this Russian scientific endeavor was to explore the mysteries concealed within the lake that was untouched for millennia. The lake lies hidden beneath the East Antarctic ice sheet. Its significance is magnified by its colossal size, stretching over 160 miles in length and reaching depths of more than 2,600 feet. The lake's isolation creates an environment with conditions distinct from those found on the Earth's surface. This isolation is believed to have preserved the lake in a pristine state, holding potential for groundbreaking scientific discoveries. The lake is ensconced in an environment where immense pressure from the Antarctic glaciers shapes deep lanes. The expedition team's quest for exploration was set against the unique backdrop of extreme cold, isolation, and the inherent dangers posed by the unforgiving Antarctic landscape. This did not stop them, of course. Dr. Anton Padalka recounts the details of the expedition and the startling discovery of what they later dubbed as Organism 46b, which appears to be a colossal 33-foot-long squid with 14 legs. The expedition, grounded in scientific curiosity, sought to delve into the untouched realms of Lake Vostok to unravel its geological, ecological, and potentially astrobiological secrets. The team employed sophisticated drilling techniques and advanced technology to breach the ice and access the concealed waters underneath. But nothing turned out to be normal from here on. The expedition aimed to explore the isolated environment using various techniques to identify life forms. The team, including scientists like Dr. Anton Padalka, faced opposition due to environmental concerns related to their drilling methods. The use of freon and kerosene as lubricants for the drilling equipment posed concerns, but the Russian team persisted. They continued through the Antarctic summer months, lasting from October to February. By December 28th, they were only 5 meters away from breaching the lake's surface. However, after this point, the team underwent a 6-day radio silence, breaking it on February 6, 2012, a day after they breached the surface. It was during this period of silence that they had stumbled upon the find of the century. Dr. Padalka later revealed a startling discovery in a report titled Organism 46B. The document detailed encounters with a colossal squid exhibiting extraordinary abilities. Described as a killer giant squid in a leaked document, Organism 46B is said to possess a range of formidable abilities, such as the capacity to hypnotize prey, paralyze humans from a considerable distance through the release of venom into the water, and shapeshift into various forms. The killer squid demonstrated its hypnotic abilities by intentionally disabling the expedition team's radio communication, which led to the aforementioned radio silence on their part till February 6, 2012. From the very beginning, it became apparent to the team, according to Dr. Padalka, that the creature had a strategic and intelligent nature. Upon further study, the team observed that one of the hypnotic abilities attributed to Organism 46B is its capability to paralyze prey from a considerable distance by releasing its venom into the water, affecting prey up to 150 feet away. This deadly and efficient method of subduing potential threats raises questions about the creature's predatory strategy and its adaptation to the unique environment of Lake Vostok. The strategic deployment of these hypnotic abilities also indicated a level of calculated intent on the part of Organism 46B. Whether for self-defense, predation, or other unknown reasons, the creature's use of hypnosis amplifies the sense of danger lurking in the depths of Lake Vostok. However, the team's excitement soon turned into sorrow. Dr. Padalka recounts how Organism 46B used one of its tentacles to violently tear off the colleague's head. But you may wonder, why did he get too close for such a thing to happen? Well, it may not have been entirely upon him. The cryptid unleashed its venom into the water, and after being exposed to the said venom, a researcher began moving closer and closer to the being, while wearing an unsettling smile on his face. The rest of the team watched haplessly as the organism devoured the hypnotized researcher. Following this, the cryptid either morphed into the form of a human diver or telepathically hypnotized the crew to mistake the creature for a human. This deceptive maneuver misled the expedition members, who mistook the creature for one of their colleagues swimming toward them in scuba gear. As it drew nearer, the reality became all too apparent to the divers. But, for one unlucky researcher, it was a bit too late. The squid attacked and killed him. In another instant, while the team was busy capturing the enigmatic organism 46B, a colleague of Dr. Padalka's fell victim to a severed tentacle of the organism, which reanimated suddenly and strangled the researcher. This defied the team's conventional understanding of how such an appendage can operate even after being severed from the rest of the body. By employing tentacles as formidable weapons, the organism exhibited a level of tactical sophistication that made it a highly adaptive and formidable adversary. The psychological toll on the expedition members was profound as they tried to grapple with the realization that they were dealing with something out of their worst nightmares. Except, this was no dream. The scientists engaged in a protracted struggle against Organism 46B over the course of 5 intense days. The climax of the struggle culminated in the successful trapping of Organism 46b. This was a hard-fought victory for the expedition team, marking the end of a harrowing ordeal. The meticulous planning, resilience, and collective efforts of the scientists converged in confining the organism. Following this, the team implemented containment measures to ensure that the creature remained under control. But at the nick of the moment, Russian officials intervened and took off with the discovery. Following the organism's seizure, Russian officials adopted a stance of secrecy and contradiction. The scientists witnessed their discovery being taken away. Following this, the Russian authorities denied the existence of any significant discovery. The scientists, who had dedicated themselves to unraveling the mysteries of Organism 46b, now found themselves entangled in a web of political maneuvering. The international community was left in the dark, unaware of the perilous entity discovered beneath Antarctica. It wasn't until 30th November 2016 that the news came out and was picked by the Daily Express of the UK, which reported the accounts of Dr. Padalka that we've shared with you just now. Fleeing the country, he raised the alarm about Russian President Vladimir Putin's plans to weaponize Organism 46b as a tool of biological and biochemical warfare. In the aftermath of the Russian officials' intervention and the abrupt seizure of Organism 46b, Dr. Padalka faces a critical decision. He could either stay and let the secret project go undocumented, or flee and reveal the unsettling truth to the world. Driven by a sense of urgency and a deep concern for the potential misuse of Organism 46b, Dr. Padalka chooses the path of escape. The ominous implications of Vladimir Putin's alleged plans to weaponize the enigmatic creature led him to this decision. He even expressed deep concern about the reproductive capabilities of Organism 46b, suggesting that the officials in Russia have a staggering number of eggs at hand. Perhaps this was what the cryptid was trying to protect, and why it behaved so aggressively upon first contact with the crew. One can imagine these eggs being placed strategically in reservoirs and lakes across North America, creating a pervasive threat with far-reaching consequences. The threat also has an ecological angle that could unfold on an unprecedented scale. Dr. Padalka's account unfolds like a script from a horror film with extraordinary and bizarre events that challenge conventional understanding. However, Organism 46b possesses a repertoire of extraordinary abilities that, when analyzed in a natural context, can find parallels with certain mysteries and real-life animals. For example, the creature's reported ability to change its shape draws intriguing parallels with certain cephalopods, particularly octopuses. Octopuses are known for their remarkable flexibility, lacking bones, and large deposits of cartilage. This allows them to squeeze through small openings and alter their body shape significantly. The 600-pound octopus, for instance, can fit through a hole the size of a quarter. Of course, the extent to which this cryptid changed its shape was much beyond the capacity of any other real-life animal, but that observation may have been partly a result of the animal's hypnotic attacks. Speaking of hypnotic abilities, Organism 46b's behavior aligns with that of certain species of squids, notably the glass squid. Squids are capable of bioluminescence and can use this feature in conjunction with rapidly changing pigments to create mesmerizing displays of lights. This tactic, observed in real-life squids, helps them temporarily stun and potentially hypnotize their natural prey. Plus, the lack of light in the deep confines of Lake Vostok could enhance the effectiveness of such hypnotic displays. While the notion of telepathy remains speculative, the concept is theoretically grounded in the field of neuroscience. Certain marine animals, such as sharks, possess electroreception, which is the ability to perceive natural electrical stimuli. If Organism 46b evolved in complete darkness, it might have developed an advanced form of electroreception, allowing it to detect and interpret electromagnetic fields, potentially leading to a form of telepathic communication. And perhaps this ability could be strong enough to interfere with radio signals. Of course, that is not to say that the animal understands what those radio signals are. It simply may be able to perceive their presence and respond accordingly. Using toxins is not unheard of in the animal kingdom. There are several real-life examples of such behavior, such as the blue-ringed octopus. This small cephalopod carries enough venom to incapacitate multiple humans, and it does not even compare in size with Organism 46b. If this cryptid were to harbor venomous toxins, it could have evolved this trait as a defense mechanism or a means of subduing prey. The parallel to the blue-ringed octopus underscores the potential lethality of such toxins. Also, the colossal size attributed to Organism 46b mirrors some characteristics of deep-sea squids, which can grow to substantial dimensions. The colossal squid, for instance, is known for its impressive size and elusiveness. In the extreme conditions of Lake Vostok, where resources are limited, evolving to a colossal size might confer advantages in predation and survival. Or maybe Dr. Padalka exaggerated the size. This is also a strong possibility since the team was never able to study the organism in sufficient detail after capture, and what he was able to recall is based on murky underwater observations. Examining these abilities through the lens of known marine life provides a naturalistic perspective on the potential traits of Organism 46b. The parallels to real-life creatures offer a bridge between the extraordinary and the scientifically plausible, and this is far from the only time that people have claimed to come across such organisms in the wild. Throughout history, numerous accounts of encounters with mysterious sea creatures have been reported. Examining these stories through a naturalistic lens reveals plausible explanations rooted in marine biology, and that helps us better understand the claims associated with Organism 46b in a natural sense. For instance, the kraken, a legendary sea monster of Nordic folklore, is often described as a colossal cephalopod. However, the first complete specimen of the colossal squid, or Mesonychotodus hamiltoni, was captured in the Ross Sea near Antarctica in February 2007. Before this discovery, there were occasional findings of squid beaks in the stomachs of sperm whales, leading scientists to speculate about the existence of a large, elusive squid species. Interestingly, the colossal squid shares similarities with the kraken. With eyes the size of basketballs and long, powerful tentacles, the colossal squid, though less mythical, is a real-life giant. The kraken legend likely emerged from exaggerated tales of encounters with similar deep-sea monster cephalopods. The same goes for accounts of sea serpents, which are elongated creatures resembling giant snakes or eels. Such monsters have been reported globally. Many of these sightings align with oarfish, which are exceptionally long and slender marine fish. When seen near the water's surface, oarfish could easily be misconstrued as serpentine sea monsters. These gentle giants residing in deep oceanic waters were likely the basis for historical sea serpent legends. In Caribbean folklore, the lusca is described as a half-shark, half-octopus hybrid. This mythical creature finds parallels with the behaviors of actual marine animals. Nurse sharks, common in Caribbean waters, often inhabit underwater caves and crevices. If a shark were partially concealed in a cave, its tail might resemble tentacles, contributing to the lusca myth. Another such encounter was reported by naturalist Georg Wilhelm Steller in the 18th century. The Steller's sea ape was described as a humanoid marine creature. This account aligns with sightings of manatees, which are marine mammals with humanoid features. When observed from a distance or in murky waters, manatees may resemble sea apes to sailors unfamiliar with these gentle creatures. Even in modern Japanese folklore, we have cryptids like the ninjin. These are humanoid creatures residing in icy waters. A potential natural explanation could be encounters with marine animals like large whales or sharks with distorted features due to ice formations. The Ningen stories might stem from misinterpretations of these encounters in the frigid waters of the Southern Ocean. In each of these cases, a closer examination reveals that these mythical sea creatures often have counterparts in the real world. The blending of imagination with natural phenomena, limited understanding of marine life, and the vastness of the oceans contribute to the creation and perpetuation of these legends. Exploring these encounters through a scientific lens adds depth to the understanding of the mysterious creatures that have captured human imagination throughout history. So, how does it relate to Organism 46b? Well, the team that encountered the being didn't face the best of all circumstances. At least 2 research members were killed, and the team was possibly hypnotized or partly intoxicated by small volumes of the venom, which may have altered their observations. Tired and sleepless, after 5 days of battling, the team was able to bring the creature to the surface. Here, the Russian authorities seized the specimen. One can deduce that certain elements of the story may be exaggerated or may have suffered from distorted recollection. After all, Dr. Padalka was recalling all of this from memory some 4 years after the actual event. However, others dismiss the whole account as a hoax. After all, despite the sensational claims made by Dr. Padalka, there is a stark absence of credible scientific corroboration for the existence of Organism. 46. B. Naturally, skepticism arises concerning the validity of the events described, given the absence of independent scientific confirmation. Of course, Dr. Padalka claims that this happened because the Russian authorities quickly seized the specimen and covered up the discovery altogether. Interestingly, Russia has a history of secrecy and cover-ups, with instances where authorities swiftly seized control of sensitive information. One notable example is the Dyatlov Pass incident in 1959, where the Soviet government restricted details surrounding the mysterious deaths of hikers in the Ural Mountains. One can understand why this event is similarly undocumented. The primary source of information for this account is an article from the Daily Express, a UK-based news outlet, dated 2016. The sensational tone of the media coverage, coupled with the lack of independent verification, casts a shadow of doubt on the reliability of the information. But we can argue that Dr. Padalka, who remains absent from the public lens ever since, would not have made such a bold move, escape and all, just to spread a bunch of gossip. The location is no less intriguing than the actual discovery itself. Lake Vostok is one of the most intriguing and isolated environments on Earth. The subglacial lake has been sealed off from the external world for millions of years, and its extreme conditions have led to a unique and mysterious biota. While direct sampling is challenging due to the thick ice covering, scientific studies have provided insights into the potential life forms that might exist in this extreme environment. Lake Vostok's isolation has fueled curiosity about the extremophiles that might inhabit its depths. The lake's extreme conditions, including sub-zero temperatures and immense pressure, present a challenging but potentially habitable environment. The microbial life in Lake Vostok is adapted to surviving in extreme cold and darkness. These are psychrophiles which thrive in extremely low temperatures and other extremophiles capable of withstanding high pressures. The biota of Lake Vostok is expected to showcase unique adaptations to survive in an environment devoid of sunlight and with limited nutrient availability. These adaptations might include metabolic processes that utilize alternative energy sources. While microbial life is a primary focus, the lake's large size and prolonged isolation have led to speculation about the possibility of metazoans, multicellular organisms. Organism 46b is one such example. Lake Vostok's subglacial environment also raises questions about the origins of life. The lake's isolation from the surface for millions of years could provide clues about the potential resilience and adaptability of life in extreme environments. However, the challenges associated with researching Lake Vostok's biota include the thick ice cover, which complicates direct sampling. Researchers employ advanced techniques and technologies to study the lake without contaminating its pristine ecosystem. However, preserving the pristine nature of Lake Vostok is a priority in scientific exploration. Strict protocols must be followed to prevent contamination and ensure that any potential life forms discovered are not inadvertently introduced from the surface. Due to the unique challenges posed by Lake Vostok, international collaboration is crucial in conducting research. Scientists from various countries can contribute their expertise and resources to unravel the mysteries of this subglacial ecosystem. Ongoing research initiatives aim to delve deeper into the biota of Lake Vostok. Advances in technology and improved sampling techniques continue to enhance our understanding of the unique life forms that may exist in this extreme environment. As for Dr. Anton Padalka's account of Organism 46b, it has sparked both intrigue and skepticism within scientific circles and beyond. While some dismiss it as a work of fiction due to the lack of corroborating evidence and official acknowledgement from Russia, this skepticism is not universal. Joey Miller's 2016 article in the Daily Express is based on a first-hand account of Dr. Padalka, and he may have unwittingly exaggerated certain details after having gone through the testing ordeal. However, the characteristics attributed to Organism 46b bear a resemblance to various creatures we are familiar with. Some suggest parallels to mythical creatures or those featured in science fiction. Plus, the subglacial lake, hidden beneath Antarctica's ice sheet, presents challenges for sustaining life due to its sub-zero temperatures, high pressure, and limited nutrient availability. However, we also have examples from the realm of extremophiles that challenge our preconceptions. While skepticism naturally surrounds extraordinary claims, history provides us with instances where creatures once considered cryptids were eventually proven to exist. The mountain gorilla, for example, was initially dismissed as a mythical beast. Turns out, it's very real. Similar examples include the coelacanth, thought extinct for millions of years, and the giant squid, which eluded scientific confirmation for centuries. In exploring the story of Organism 46b, we must maintain a neutral perspective that acknowledges both possibilities as long as they don't conflict with basic scientific principles. While skepticism questions the scientific validity of the account, history reminds us that the natural world continues to surprise us. Whether the story aligns more with the realms of fiction or the potential discovery of an extraordinary creature, the balance between skepticism and open-minded inquiry remains crucial in unraveling the mysteries of our world. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Don't miss this video. You see on your screen right now, it's truly unbelievable.